Hi everyone, how are you? Okay dears, this is RANA sir. Welcome to our RANA sir educational channel. Today I will talk on a topic whose name is circular motion. This circular motion is taken from the chapter motion in a plane. So its concept I have explained, but remaining concept I will also define, and also after define I will explain the some numericals, that is application of circular motion I will apply in this question, and then I will explain how the formula will be used in the question. Okay, so all those information I will explain here, so you concentrate on this live video from starting to develop good knowledge on this chapter, that is motion in a plane. So first of all these information I will explain in Hindi. First of all, I will explain in English and then I will translate all those information into Hindi. So students who are reading in English medium, those students can give its solution properly. Okay. So I am going to start this live video. First of all, I am going to give you some suggestion point and you follow it positively. First of all, you have to take one notebook and one pen and then you have to sit at your location properly, positively and securely, and then you have to write all those information which are available on the blackboard and also those data which are spoken by me. Okay students, so you follow it positively. Now here I am going to explain about the concept regarding the circular motion. So first of all, I will explain here about the angular velocity. Angular velocity. Angular velocity is written with omega. So here I will say this angular velocity is written as 2 pi divided by t, where t is the time if any particle which is moving on the periphery of the circle. So I calculate the time and its unit will be radian per unit time, that is radian per second. Now another formula I will also give for the angular velocity, that is omega is equal to 2 pi n. N is written as n is equal to 1 divided by t. So in the place of n I have to substitute this value. So above formula I will get. Okay. Now third point I have to explain, that is the information is the linear velocity. So this linear velocity I will say this is v, which is written as r into omega. So r is the length if any particle which is moving on the circumference of a circle. So from the center of the circle to the periphery of the circle, that distance is called r. In other words, we can say that this is the radius of a circle. In that circle, a particle which is moving on the periphery of the circle. So that distance I have written here. Now here I am saying this is a circle and one particle which is available on the circumference of the circle, like that. So here I am saying one particle is available. So this is the center of the circle. I say its center will be O. So from this point to periphery of the circle, I will say this is the distance r. This r is the radius of the circle. So I will say this is the radius of the circle. So here I have written. So r is the radius of a circle. Therefore, in linear velocity I have written v is equal to r into omega, and in the place of omega I have to write here 2 pi divided by t, and in other words we can say that pi omega is equal to 2 pi n, and n is equal to 1 divided by t, where n is the frequency of any particle which is moving on the periphery of the circle, and t is the time duration. Okay. So this is the formula for linear velocity, and each and every student has to remember this formula. Okay, these are important. Now other formula I have to also say angular velocity, angular acceleration, that is angular acceleration, that is a is equal to r into omega square. I have to write here. Now in the place of omega I have to put, in the linear velocity I have to put v square divided by r. So after simplifying I will get angular acceleration, that can be written here r into omega, so r square v square by r. So here v square by omega. So here I have to write v square divided by r. So this is the acceleration. Acceleration a is equal to v square divided by r. Now in the place of v I have written here r into omega. So after using the value of omega, so after simplifying I have got a is equal to v square divided by r. This is the angular acceleration. This is the angular acceleration I have also calculated here. Okay, so all this formula we have to use properly, because when I will use Newton's second law of motion, that is F is equal to ma. Newton's second law of motion is as the product of mass into acceleration is called the Newton's second law of motion. Now in the place of a I have to put there v square divided by r. So I will get a value, that expression will be m v square by r. This is the centripetal force. Centripetal action I have calculated here. Now this will be the centripetal force. So centripetal force is also known as m, product of mass into velocity square divided by r. So its direction will be towards the center of the circle. Its direction will be towards the center of the circle. So this is the centripetal force. Okay, so centripetal force is equal to m v square divided by r. So these are the formula I have written here. This is one formula, this is two formula, and this is three formula, and this is four, and this will be fifth. So all this formula I will use properly in the question for find the requirement of the question. Okay student, so all the information I will also explain in Hindi, so the student who are reading in Hindi medium, those student can understand इट्स कंसेप्ट इजीली. यहाँ पर कहा गया है कि सर्कुलर मोशन, इसका हिंदी होता है वृत्तीय गति. जब कोई भी पार्टिकल जब वृत्त में मूव करता है तो उस केस में जो ओमेगा लिखते हैं, ओमेगा का मीनिंग होता है कोणीय वेग. एंगुलर वेलोसिटी इसका हिंदी होता है, एंगुलर का मतलब कोणीय, वेलोसिटी का मतलब वेग, कोणीय वेग. कोणीय वेग को ओमेगा से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं. ओमेगा इज इक्वल टू 2π/t होता है. जब इसका यूनिट की बात करते हैं, यूनिट का हिंदी होता है मात्रक. मात्रक जो होता है रेडियन पर सेकेंड होता है. उसी तरीके से ओमेगा को दूसरे फॉर्म में लिख सकते हैं. ओमेगा इज इक्वल टू 2πn. ये जो होता है परिध को रिप्रेजेंट करता है 2πn, जहाँ पे n जो होता है 1/t होता है. जहाँ पे n को हिंदी में आवृत्ति और इंग्लिश में फ्रीक्वेंसी के नाम से जानते हैं, और t जो होता है वो चक्कर पर सेकेंड होता है. n इज इक्वल टू चक्कर पर सेकेंड होता है. इसी तरीके से हमको लीनियर वेलोसिटी के बारे में फार्मूला लिखना होता है. तो लीनियर वेलोसिटी, लीनियर का मतलब होता है रैखिक वेलोसिटी में रैखिक वेग. रैखिक वेग का फार्मूला होता है v बराबर r इंटू ओमेगा, जहाँ पर ओमेगा कोणीय वेग होता है और r जो होता है वो रेडियस ऑफ द सर्किल होता है. v जो होता है लीनियर वेग होता है, मतलब रैखिक वेग होता है. रैखिक वेग v बराबर r इंटू ओमेगा. ओके स्टूडेंट, सो यू हैव टू रिमेंबर इट. नाउ जब सेंट्रीपेटल एक्सीलरेशन की बातचीत करते हैं तो ए बराबर आर इंटू ओमेगा स्क्वायर होता है। ओमेगा का वैल्यू यहाँ से सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे भी बटे आर, तो इसको सिंप्लीफाई करते हैं तो ए बराबर भी स्क्वायर बटे आर होता है। ओके स्टूडेंट, हम जानते हैं न्यूटन का सेकेंड नियम होता है प्रोडक्ट ऑफ मास इनटू एक्सीलरेशन, दैट इज कॉल्ड न्यूटन सेकेंड लॉ ऑफ मोशन, एफ इज इक्वल टू एम ए। यहाँ पे एम की जगह पे एम रखे और ए की जगह पर भी स्क्वायर बटे आर रखे। यहाँ पर जब सिंप्लीफाई किए तो फोर्स जो होता है एफ बराबर एम भी स्क्वायर बटे आर हुआ। तो इस फोर्स को हम सेंट्रीपेटल फोर्स के नाम से जानते हैं, जिसको हिंदी में अभिकेंद्रीय बल कहते हैं। इसका डायरेक्शन जो होता है सर्किल के सेंटर की तरफ होता है। इसका डायरेक्शन जो होता है सर्किल के सेंटर की तरफ होता है, वो फोर्स एफ इज इक्वल टू एम भी स्क्वायर बटे आर होता है। इसको सेंट्रीपेटल फोर्स करते हैं और हिंदी में अभिकेंद्रीय बल के नाम से जानते हैं। ओके स्टूडेंट, तो इन सभी कंसेप्ट को जो होता है हम एक जनरलाइज करेंगे एक न्यूमेरिकल के साथ, और उस न्यूमेरिकल में ये सारा पैरामीटर यूज होगा और यूज करने के बाद से उस पैरामीटर उन सभी पैरामीटर का वैल्यू जो होता है हम क्वेश्चन में इस जनरलाइज करेंगे। जनरलाइज करने के बाद से उन सारे पैरामीटर के वैल्यू ऑब्टेन करेंगे, फाइंड आउट करेंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट, सो पॉजिटिवली आई विल राइट क्वेश्चंस and then I will give the appropriate its solution, so each and every student can understand its concept and also how they can calculate its requirement. Its requirements means requirement of the question which will be written on the blackboard. Okay student, so positively I am going to erase it, and after erasing I will write the question, and after writing the question and then we will find the appropriate solution. Okay, so positively I am going to erase it. After erasing I will find the requirements. Now here one question I am writing here. That is the question number 1, and in this question I will use all parameters which are available in the circular motion. Okay, so here I will say if a particle which is moving one number, one complete revolution, here I will write a particle which is moving a complete revolution, of a circle whose radius is 64 kilometer, 6400 kilometer, 6400 kilometer, and a complete revolution that has 24 hours during one revolution, during one revolution. Then find the angular velocity and also linear velocity. Of the particle, So this is my question. Okay. Now here I am saying one particle which is available on the periphery or circumference of the circle, and that particle is moving in a circle and in one revolution, and that has taken time duration 24 hours in one revolution. So the radius of that circle is given 64,000 kilometer. So we have to find the angular velocity, the value of angular velocity, and also the value of linear velocity of that particle. So I have to give its solution properly. So first of all, I will also explain its concept in English. So students who are reading in Hindi medium, those students can understand it. So from center of the circle, so R is given 6400 kilometer. 6400 kilometer. 6400 kilometer. Now we have to find angular velocity of the particle and also angular velocity of the particle and also linear velocity of the particle. Both requirement I have to find here positively. So I will write here given that. First of all, I will write here solution, and then I write given that time is given 24 hours. So we have to change this time into seconds. So after converting, then I will use in the formula. So we have to find angular velocity and also linear velocity. We have to find, and radius is also given here. R is equal to 6400 kilometer. So these are the information which are given in the question. We have to use all these value properly to find the requirements. One requirement is angular velocity and second requirement is linear velocity. So we have to find the value of omega and also the value of v. Okay, so all these information one times I will explain in Hindi, so each and every student can understand its concept, and then I will explain, that is I will give the solution in English, and later I will so that students who are reading in English medium or in CBSE board, those students can understand its solution easily. Okay, so I am going to say here, यहाँ पर कहा गया एक पार्टिकल का मतलब कण का मतलब कोई भी वस्तु है। जब कोई भी वस्तु होता है सर्किल के परिधि पर जब एक चक्कर लगाता है तो उसमें टाइम जो होता है 24 आवर्स लगता है। तो टी का मान दिया गया आवर्स में, घंटा में दिया गया, उसको हमको सेकेंड में चेंज करें। जब किसी भी न्यूमेरिकल को सॉल्व करते हैं तो समय को हमेशा सेकेंड में लिया जाता है। अगर मिनट और घंटा में दिया गया है, आवर्स में दिया गया, तो उसको हमको सेकेंड में चेंज करना पड़ता है, ताकि हम जानते हैं कि 1 घंटा बराबर 60 मिनट होता है और 1 मिनट बराबर 60 सेकेंड होता है। इस कंसेप्ट को यूज करके उसको सेकेंड में हम चेंज करेंगे। ओके, इसमें यह भी इंफॉर्मेशन दिया गया है कि अगर एंगुलर वेलोसिटी दिया गया है ओमेगा, तो उसको 2π/t लिखेंगे, टी का वैल्यू मिल जाएगा, तो वहाँ से हम एंगुलर वेलोसिटी कैलकुलेट कर सकते हैं। और लीनियर वेलोसिटी को कैलकुलेट करने के लिए हम जानते हैं v बराबर r इंटू ओमेगा। तो हम पहले कंडीशन में ओमेगा कैलकुलेट किए हैं और दूसरे कंडीशन के लिए r का वैल्यू दिया गया है, तो उसको दोनों को मल्टीप्लाई करेंगे तो हमें एक रिजल्ट मिलेगा। दैट रिजल्ट विल बी द रिजल्ट आंसर ऑफ द linear velocity. Okay student, so according to this way I have to solve this question. Okay, so here there is no extra space, so above data I will erase, and after erasing I will provide this solution above. Okay, so here I am going to erase positively and then I will give its solution. Okay, so you concentrate here how I am giving its solution. First of all, student has to write here solution. Now here I will say we know that omega is equal to 2 pi by t. So t is given here 24 hours. So I have to change its value. So 24 hour. Here I have to write here 24 hour. So I can write 24 hour into 1 hour. So 1 hour is equal to, I have to write 60 minutes. 60 minutes. So here again I write 24 hours into 60 into 1 minute. 1 minute. In the place of 1 minute I have to write in second. 24 hour into 60 into 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. So here I have to write information. T is equal to 24 into 60 into 60. That will come in second. Okay. Now here the value of pi I know. Each and every students are knowing pi. The value of pi is written 22 divided by 7. After its division I will find its value 3.14 and its unit will be radian. So I will substitute its value 2 into 3.16 and at the place of t I have to put this much. 24 into 60 into 60, that will come second. So here I will write radian per second. Okay, this is the value of omega. Okay student, I hope that you are understanding all these informations easily. Okay, so after multiplying 2 into 3.16 and we will divide with this value, multiplication of 24 into 60 into 60. So we will get a value and that value will be the value of omega and its unit will be radian per second. Okay student, so I have calculated the concept of angular velocity with the help of this above formula. Above formula is omega is equal to 2 pi by t. Okay student, I hope that you are understanding very easy way. Okay, now again I will calculate the value and that value will be linear velocity. Again I will write in the second case. We also know that v is equal to r into omega. So value of r already given 6400 kilometer. So one portion I am going to write, and in the place of omega I have to substitute this value 2 into 3.16 divided by 24 into, we have to write here 60 into 60. So its unit will be meter per second. Okay, so here I have to substitute the value of kilometer. I know that each and every students are knowing 1 kilometer which is equal to 10 to the power 3 meter, because kilometer will be also in meter. So I can substitute here 6400 into 10 to the power 3 meter into, we have to put multiply all this value 2 into 3.16. So I write 2 to the 6 to the 12, 2 on the 2, 1 3 and 2 3 the 6. So I have to write here and divided by I will write 2 into 60 into 60, that will be 3600 and here unit will be meter per second. This is the linear velocity. Okay, so according to this way we will calculate the value of linear velocity and also the value of angular velocity. I hope that you are understanding very easy way how to calculate the value of omega and how to calculate the value of v. So these are the requirements, that is the one is the angular velocity and other is the linear velocity. angular velocity can be given by the formula omega is equal to 2 pi by t, and linear velocity has formula v is equal to r into omega. So here we have to substitute the value of r. The value of r each from the center of the circle to the periphery of the circle. So this value is r, and this is 6400 kilometer, and in 1 kilometer I have written 10 to the power 3 meter. Okay, so this is the value, and this value I have substituted in the expression, and after substituting I will simplify it, and after simplify I will get a finite value, and its unit will be meter per second square. This is the required concept to find the solution of such question. Okay student, I hope that you are understanding very easy way. Okay, now another solution of another question I can give on the same concept. Okay, so I hope that you are understanding this solution easily. Therefore you like this live video, and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also update their knowledge on this topic. Here I will say you also subscribe this educational channel more and more. Now here we have to say, if the value of t is given in hours, so we have to change in second. If I will not change, so solution will be wrong. Okay, so we have to calculate the value of t in the form of second, and also the value of kilometer we have to take its value in meter, because 6400 into 1 I can write, and 1 kilometer which is equal to 10 to the power 3 meter. Okay, the conversion is important because all will be in CS system or MKS system. If quantities will have in both system, so solution will be wrong. Okay student, so each and every student has to change each and every quantities in a particular system, that is in a system CS system or in MKS system or SI system. Okay, so you have to follow it positively. Now here I am going to tell you, if after simplification you will get a value, and that value will be the value of omega, that is the angular velocity, and its unit will be radian per second. Okay, similarly v has unit meter per second. Okay, so after simplification you will get a value, and that value will be the value of linear velocity. Okay, so all these information I will also explain in Hindi, so student who are reading in Hindi medium, those student can also understand easily. तो यहाँ कहा गया है कि हमें एंगुलर वेलोसिटी कैलकुलेट करना है और लीनियर रैखिक वेग कैलकुलेट करना है। तो इस केस में एंगुलर वेलोसिटी या कोणीय वेग के लिए फार्मूला होता है ओमेगा बराबर 2 पाई बाई टी। वृत्त पर जो भी कण है वो कण जो है एक चक्कर लगाता है, तो एक चक्कर लगाने में वह 24 घंटा टाइम लेता है, इसलिए टी जो होता है 24 आवर्स दिया गया है। हम जानते हैं 24 आवर्स को 24 इंटू 1 आवर्स लिख सकते हैं, और 1 आवर्स की जगह पर 60 मिनट लिख सकते हैं, और 60 मिनट को 60 गुणे 1 मिनट लिख सकते हैं, और 1 मिनट को जो होता है 60 सेकेंड। इस तरीके से हमने चेंज किया है कि 24 आवर्स को जो होता है टी इज इक्वल टू 24 इंटू 60 इंटू 60 सेकेंड। इस तरीके से हम सेकेंड में कन्वर्ट करेंगे, और कन्वर्ट करने के बाद से यहाँ पर जो आर का वैल्यू डिस्टेंस दिया गया था सर्किल के सेंटर से पेरिफेरी के बीच की जो दूरी है वह 1600 किलोमीटर दिया गया। हम जानते हैं 1 किलोमीटर इज इक्वल टू 10 टू द पावर 3 मीटर होता है, क्योंकि हमको इस किलोमीटर को हमको मीटर में चेंज करना होगा, और टाइम को जो होता है सेकेंड में लेना होगा। इसलिए हम लीनियर वेग या लीनियर वेलोसिटी या रैखिक वेग के लिए फार्मूला होता है v बराबर r इंटू ओमेगा। आर का वैल्यू दिया गया 64 किलोमीटर, और इस 64 किलोमीटर को जैसे 64 इंटू 1 किलोमीटर, 1 किलोमीटर के जगह हम लिख सकते हैं 10 टू द पावर 3 मीटर। और जब इसके वैल्यू को सिंप्लीफाई करेंगे तो हमें एक वैल्यू मिलेगा, लेकिन इस लीनियर रैखिक वेग का मान यूनिट जो था मात्रा जो था मीटर पर सेकेंड होगा। ओके स्टूडेंट, आई होप दैट यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग वेरी इजी वे। ओके, देयरफॉर आप इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लाइक करें, शेयर करें अपने कलीग्स के साथ, फ्रेंड्स के साथ और विद्यार्थियों के साथ, ताकि उनका भी नॉलेज इस पॉइंट को अपडेट और डेवलप हो सके। और साथ ही साथ इस वीडियो को ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा सब्सक्राइब करें। ओके, नाउ अगर आप इस पॉइंट से रिलेटेड कोई भी डाउट है या कोई भी कंफ्यूजन है या कोई भी क्वेरी है इस पॉइंट से रिलेटेड, पॉजिटिवली टाइप करें कमेंट में और सेंड करें पॉजिटिवली। हम उसको ऑब्जर्व करेंगे और उसका अप्रोप्रिएट सोल्यूशन प्रोवाइड करेंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट, नाउ यू फॉलो इट पॉजिटिवली। इसके साथ ही साथ इस क्वेश्चन और इसके सॉल्यूशन को इरेज करेंगे। इरेज करने के बाद हम दूसरे क्वेश्चन को लिखेंगे और उसमें भी जो एंगुलर वेलोसिटी होता है, सेंट्रीपेटल फोर्स होता है, उस फोर्स को भी हम कैलकुलेट करेंगे। ओके स्टूडेंट, सो आई विल इरेज दिस एंड आफ्टर इरेजिंग आई विल आल्सो फाइंड द सेंट्रीपेटल फोर्स ऑफ द particle which is moving on the periphery of a circle. Okay student, I hope that you are understanding all these informations easily. Okay, so positively I am going to erase its solution. Now here I am going to write another question number 2. Find the centripetal force. Find the calculate the centripetal force. Centripetal force which has linear velocity which has linear velocity 15 meter per second and it has radius 32 meter and that particle has mass 10 kg. So we have to calculate the centripetal force of the particle which is moving on the periphery of the circle or circumference of the circle, which is moving on the periphery of the circle, which is moving on the periphery of the circle, So here I will draw its diagram. There is one circle, one particle is moving and that has linear velocity v is equal to 15 meter per second and this particle has mass m is equal to 10 kg. M is equal to 10 kg. So we have to find centripetal force. So it has a radius r and its value is given 32 meter. So we have to find the centripetal force and the direction of the centripetal force will be towards the center of the circle. Okay, so here I write solution in first step and then I will write given that m is equal to 10 kg, R is equal to 32 meter, and V is equal to 15 meter per second. Okay, so these are the data which are available in the question. Now data is the singular noun, we have to use plural noun as datum. Datum is the plural singular noun of data, and data is the plural noun of the singular, that is datum. Okay, so mass of that particle is given here 10 meter, 10 kg, and radius of the circle from the center of the circle to the periphery or circumference of the circle is given here 32 meter. Now this particle is moving with velocity 15 meter per second. Okay student, so we have to find the value of centripetal force. So we have to use the formula of centripetal force to calculate its value. Okay student, so positively I will erase it, and after erasing I will write the formula for the centripetal force, and then we will calculate its value, and that value will be the value, and that the direction of that value will be the center of the circle. Okay, so that is a vector quantity, because velocity has direction, it means that force has direction. Okay, so above data I will erase, and after erasing I will explain its solution. Now first of all I am going to translate all this information in Hindi, so students who are reading in Hindi medium, that is in UP board, those students can understand its solution easily. So यहाँ पर कहा गया है कि हमें अभिकेंद्र बल का मान ज्ञात करना है, जिसमें एक सर्किल है, उस सर्किल के परिधि पर जो होता है एक पार्टिकल है, पार्टिकल मीन्स वस्तु है जो 10 मीटर उसका भार है, 10 kg का भार है, उस पर रखा गया है, वो मूव कर रहा है, लेकिन मूव करने का जो वेग है वो 15 मीटर पर सेकेंड है, लेकिन सर्किल के परिधि से या सर्किल के सेंटर के बीच की जो दूरी दिया गया है उस दूरी को r से रिप्रेजेंट करते हैं, वो 32 मीटर दिया गया है। तो कहा गया कि जो अभिकेंद्र बल होता है जो सर्किल के सेंटर की तरफ लगता है, उस अभिकेंद्र बल का मान कैलकुलेट करना। ओके स्टूडेंट, आई होप दैट यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग इट्स कंसेप्ट इजीली। ओके, सो आई एम गोइंग टू इरेज data, and after erasing I will give its solution. So here I will write, we know that F is equal to mv square divided by r, where m is the mass of the particle and v is the velocity of the particle, and r is the distance from the periphery of the circle to the center of the circle. Okay, so its value I will substitute from here, and after substituting I will simplify. After simplify I will get a value, and that value will be the required solution of my question. Okay, so here in the left hand side I have to write F, in the place of m I have to put 10, and then in the place P I have to put 15 whole square divided by, I will write the value of r, that is 32. Okay, value data I will erase, and after erasing I will simplify. So here 10 into, in the place of 15 square I will write 15 into 15 divided by 32. So I will simplify. 5 2 5 is 10, and 2 1 is 2, 2 6 is 2 6 is 12. Again I will multiply above data. So here I will write 5 into 15 into 15 divided by 16. So I will say 15 into 15, that will be 225, and again I will multiply with 5 divided by 16. Further I will multiply 225 into 5. So here I will write 225 multiplied by 5. 5025, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1, 5 to the 10 + 2 12, 12 will be 1 10 plus 1 11 1125. So here I write F is equal to 1125 divided by 60. Okay, so I have got its value and its unit will be Newton. Okay, now I will divide 1125 by 16. After divide, I will get a value, and that value will be the centripetal force, and its direction will be towards the center of the circle. Okay, student, so I am going to calculate its value. So above that I will erase, and after erasing I will find its appropriate value. That is 1125 I will divide with 16. So here I will say 7 6 42, 2 carry will be 4, and 7 1 7 7 4 11. So I will subtract, this will be 0, this will be 0. Again I will put here 5. So I will put here point, and then I will put here 0. 16 3 48. I will subtract 10 minus 8 that will be 2. So point is available there, so I will put here 0. 16 on the 16. I will again simplify. Here will be 4. So 40. Here I will put 3. So centripetal force, that will be 7.31 Newton, and its direction will be towards center of the circle. Its direction is towards the center of the circle. So this is the value, and this value we have to properly. Okay, student, I hope that you are understanding its concept easily. Therefore you like this live video, and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also update their knowledge on this topic. Okay, students, I hope that you are understanding very easy way. Therefore you share this education channel more and more. Okay, thank you for watching this live video. Okay, always I will meet with you on the same time, that is 30 minutes past to 7 o'clock to 30 minutes past to 8 o'clock. If it will have too much time during solution of numerical, so I will give, that is I will solve the complete solution, and then I will terminate the communication with you. Okay, student, if you are understanding, so you like this live video, and also you share this live video with your colleagues, friends and students, so that they can also update their knowledge on this topic. Okay, students, so thank you for watching. Jai Hind, Rana sir.